confident when I'm wearing new outfit. So outfit, new colors. So you can use some of the contrast using some of the because, but, however, therefore. Mummy.
In this way, you can add your feelings and opinions associated with the question and have a much longer answer. Now let's look at the next way. The second trick.
There's yes and but. Sometimes it's but is very easy word. You can change however. You can change this on the contrary. You can change this word with nevertheless. Okay, if you're using like so, but you're using therefore, some words are very common. You try to use some uncommon word. Okay, so simply,
Yes, sir.
okay, but is okay, contrast.
Is to add a contrasting detail, and you can do this by simply using the word but to contrast details. Let's look at an example. How long have you worked here?
Empty. How long have you worked here? Nikhil, if I ask you the same question, what could you answer?
Uh, it was a memorable journey of 2 years with my current company, and I'm still enjoying that. It's been 2 years since I'm working in this company, and I'm planning to stay here for a while.
Okay. And Ritika, what would you answer?
Um, it's been 3 years since I have been working in this company. However, I find myself looking for some other jobs which could enhance my experience and where I can find myself more comfortable than the place I'm currently at. So I'm quite satisfied with my work here, but I would like to expand my horizons even further as much as possible.
Okay, almost the same, whatever you have.
The short answer to this could be I've worked there for 3 years. Instead, you can have a longer answer by using the word but and adding a contrasting detail, such as I've worked there for 3 years, but I'm going to change careers next year.
So you have shown two different kind of sentence structures, one in past, the second one in the future. So variety of sentence structure, if you have been using, it is means you are showing your range of vocabulary as well as sentence structures.
Yes, sir.
The next trick to expand your idea is to combine details. So instead of giving a very short answer, you can add in some extra details with and, with, or also. Let's look at an example for this. Question: do you live in a flat or a house?
So, Nikhil, what could you answer? Do you live in a flat or a house?
I live in a 1 BHK apartment which has one bedroom, one living room, and kitchen, uh, with a mesmerizing view of public park from the window.
And Ritika, what is your answer?
Currently, I'm residing in a flat, which is a 2 BHK room, and it's really near a main street. However, I would like to live in a house in my hometown, that is Uttarakhand, at a very quiet place, which is completely different to where I'm living right now.
You can answer this in very short, saying, I live in a house. If you want a longer answer, you can say, I live in a house with my 2 brothers and my mom. We've also got a dog and a cat.
Whatever you have given, that was the nice answer. You can also set this 2 stories building, okay, 9 stories, okay, and it is I live. in a house. I live in a flat. I reside. How we have answering this live, it means reside. So you have to change the question paraphrasing. It will also give you a good score. Means examiner will really focus that your speaking pattern.
Do you notice how you're adding details by combining a number of information using the words with and also? For the next trick, you can add past comparisons to your answer. So talk about what you used to do and how that has changed now in the present. This also shows your grasp of tense. Let's look at an example. Question: do you play sports?
Nikhil, you answer. Do you play sports?
Yes, I like playing cricket, but since I was a child, I used to play football a lot. So recently, due to injuries in my knees, I started playing cricket more.
Now you try to avoid. I really like to play cricket, but when you try to like take a gap, no, it will really reduce your score.
Okay.
Okay, do not go very fast in the beginning. Okay, so try to add some gap fillers, like in fact, as a matter of fact, actually, the thing is this. Okay, if you are using actually or in fact, as a matter of fact, or in so it means you have good time to think about to frame your sentence which is you are going to speak. So do not take a pause. This is I have that's why I recorded and I told you watch. Okay, listen to your sound and watch yourself. See how you're taking gap. Okay, next time you try. I have now tried to understand the gap fillers. Okay, they use the word of like in fact. Okay, actually. Okay, so these are the words you can add in your statement. Okay, Ritika, do you play sport?
Um, as much as I would like to say that I do, unfortunately, I don't play sports as much as I used to do in the past. That is due to my extreme study schedule, my practicals, and everything that they are very time consuming. So I find it really hard to dedicate my any of my time to play sports.
Okay, this time you're also please making the same job. Okay, you try to avoid this one.
Yes, sir.
you, you can check your speeches, both of you, so that you can find why not speaking in a flow, not taking a longer gap. Otherwise, if you're taking gap, so better try to avoid those mistakes.
The short answer would be I play football. Instead, you could say I used to love basketball, but now I play football because that's what my friends are into.
Almost whatever you have spoken, that was also right. Okay.
Okay, trick number 5 is to add reasons to your answer. So try to explain why you think or do something in the test. You can do this using because or so. Let's look at an example for this. Question: do you like your job?
What is your answer? Nikhil first.
Okay, my job involves interacting with the external clients for their requirement on the application development. I gather those requirements and convert it into documentation format. I am loving this job because I get the chance to work on new environment and interact with the interesting people every day. So it's kind of a challenging job, which I like.
Okay. Ritika, do you like your job?
Yes, I find my job very appealing. It helps me to work on the field that I love the most, that is the mathematics field, and help doing research. So yeah, I would say that I really like my job.
It's very easy to answer this question in a yes or no. So you can simply just answer saying, yes, I love my job, but it won't really show your expertise in the English language. So the examiner expects you to speak as much as you can so he or she can judge you better. A longer answer can be, I really love my job because, so you're adding a reason. Because I get to help people with their problems every day. The next trick is to talk about the future or add something, add an information that relates to the future. If something will change in the future, you can use one of the future structures like will or be going to. Let's look at an example for this and it will be clearer. Question: do you work or study?
Nikhil, speak the answer. You work or study?
I am working professional. I am working in Oracle Financial Services since last 2 years. Uh, but whether I would like to change my career if I get the right opportunity in future.
Okay, Ritika, your turn.
Currently, I'm studying, but I'm also looking for some part-time work that I can do to help me financially with my future, and to help me secure my future more and help my parents with their financial load.
A short answer would be I am at university at the moment. But instead, you can add something about the future and give a much longer answer saying, I am at the university at the moment, but I'm graduating next year and I will hopefully get a job in advertising.
Okay. Contrast opposite opinions.
The next trick is to add contrast opposite opinions. You might be asked a question where you have to talk about your opinion or another person's opinion. Use words like even so or although to show that you have considered both sides of the opinion. Let's look at an example for this. Question: is your hometown a nice place for tourists to visit?
Yes. Nikhil, answer this question.
Okay, I would say that it is very pleasant place to spend your vacation. Although it is very remote, but it has very good spots where you can go and relax for a bit.
Okay, Ritika, your answer.
Although my hometown is really attractive and is very rich in its greenery, I think that it's not very appropriate for tourists to visit as it is very remote and the commute to there is very difficult, and people might find it very difficult to reach there and to stay there as there are not many motels or hotels available there.
Okay, now listen.
A short answer would be yes, it has a really nice beach. A longer answer can be yes, it has a really nice beach, although it is getting really busy these days, so it's not as pristine as it used to be.
Answer that they have given means the use of the
So,
contrast.
do you notice how a contrasting piece of information is adding length to your answer? Okay, moving on to trick number 8, give examples. This is probably the easiest way to add information or add volume to your answers. Real life examples are always the easiest things to talk about because you can talk about them naturally and in more detail. Let's look at an example. Question: do you get along with your brothers?
Nikhil, you answer.
Yes, definitely. We have a good bond with each other. Generally, we do share everything between two of us. Even recently, we went on a short vacation uh, where we spent a lot of quality time.
Okay. Ritika, you answer.
Yes, I get along with my brother. He's younger than me, so often our bonding time is spent either me teaching him about the subject that he has difficulty in, and I find it really amazing that he always looks up to me whenever he's in a difficulty. So that actually shows how much he respects and trusts me with his life and with his choices.
Okay. Listen to me.
A short answer would be no, we're not in the same things. But if you want to answer in length, you can say no, we're not into the same things. Like, or for example, when we are both watching TV, we always fight about what show to watch.
Basically, you have to go with, for example, to illustrate. If you're adding some details,
So you add an example. Okay, the last trick would be frequency. What that means is that you explain how often or how rarely you do something. You can use words like usually, never, always, and more often than not. Let's see an example for this. Question: what do you do at the weekends?
yes. Nikhil, you answer.
I usually spend my weekend by meeting with my friends because I don't get time in weekdays to meet them. So a lot of time I spend most of my weekends with my friends only.
Okay. Ritika, you answer.
Usually, I spend my weekends trying to cover up my assignments that are due or my workload that is about the workload of my college. However, I do find some time for my family to spend with them and to strengthen our bond as a family.
Listen to this.
Now you can answer simply by saying, I watch TV and I play computer games. But if you want to extend your answer, you can say, I usually watch TV and play computer games, but sometimes I go out for a drink with my friends.
When you have to go with the contrast, it is easy for you to understand, and it will be also very good. You can see the variety of your word power, sentence structures, and you can drive yourself. Now, I will ask you some questions as a part of
So can you share this video with us?
this is already the, whatever in this. If you can play your video, no, everything is there.
Okay.
Now I will ask you part two question. Okay, so I will ask you this question for to both of you. This is part two. Okay, you take both of you 1 minute. Okay, ready? Okay, waiting for 1 minute for you. Done. You 1 minute. First, I will ask to Nikhil because Nikhil, you have got your examination. Okay, your time starts.
Usually, I listen to Sufi music because it is one of my favorite kind of music, and it makes me calm. Um I don't know about the origination of that music, but one of the well-known singer Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan is one of the legend from this type of music. So this music is also recently published, and many songs were released for the Sufi music. Uh, I think it involves most of the time it involves group s- singing, and its lyrics are based on the real life scenarios, so which is the most beautiful thing of the song. Um, i i like this music because it makes me calm and stress free whenever I listen to it, and it has no loud music, and it is played with some sober instrument like tabla and harmonium, which I like the most.
Okay, so this time you have not spoken more than 1 minute. You, Ritika,
The
see,
song that I would like to describe is the song named VCO by a pop artist named Selena Gomez. The song lies in the Latina pop genre, and it was released during her um, album Revelación. The song is very sophisticated and very soothing. Despite the language barrier, the song has been sung in Spanish. Despite the fact I can't understand the Spanish, I find myself very attracted towards the song as the emotions are very evident in the music and the way the singer sings the song. And I tend to usually focus more on the pop music, but I still find this song amazing, and I usually go back to listening the song as much as I can. And yeah, that's it.
mm, not more than 1 minute, I think. Both of you have checked your timing. So, well, Nikhil, what kind of music are popular with young people in your culture?
Recently, I've been noticing that the rap songs are gaining its popularity in my country, because many of the rap singers are getting evolved and they are publishing their songs on the internet. And nowadays, people have internet and they generally follow these trending things which appears on the internet. So I think that is the reason behind rap music becoming famous in my country.
Okay, uh, Ritika, what kind of music are popular with young people in your culture?
Uh, I think I'm finding a lot of my friends being attracted towards the international pop music more, and nowadays, as with the evolution of TikTok and the internet has expanded, a lot of people are trying to follow the trends, and usually the trends right now is towards the pop music, and people are getting diverted more towards that sort of music nowadays.
Okay, Nikhil. Oh, what do you think influences a young person's taste in music?
I believe loud music is one of the major things which attracts young people towards the music. Unlike adults who prefer more calming songs like Sufi songs, but if you check with the young people, they are more attracted to noise and loud music, and instruments are being used in the popular songs among the young people are drums and the artificial instrument like the octopad, and that attracts the young generation most.
Okay, Ritika, same question. What do you think influences a young person's taste in music?
I think the major factor that attracts a young person's mind towards the music is the trend. People usually are very huge in following the trends. Also, the second thing is that the artists that the people follow. If people don't usually get attracted towards a certain sort of music, but they try to follow an artist and they get influenced by that artist's music and their taste develops according to that. Also, the another factor that I find myself affected during my taste of music is the mood. As my mood changes in my day, I find myself either listening to a relaxing music or towards a pop song or towards a dance song or something.
Okay, Nikhil. Okay, how has technology affected the kinds of music popular with young people?
Yeah, I think, like I told you, rap music is uh, popular in my country nowadays. So most of the singers doesn't have good voice, but they are using auto tuner for singing that song. That instrument helps the voice to come as softer as possible. So which resembles the good singing, and it auto tunes their songs according to the music played in the background, so that
Re-
makes the impression on the people that the songs is beautifully sung by the singer.
okay, Ritika, the same question. How has technology affected the kinds of music popular with young people?
I think with the evolution of technology, the reach of the songs have increased quite among the young people, especially the access to the international song. As in back in past, if we talk about past 10 or 20 decades, international music was not very popular in our country, in my country. And nowadays, as the technology, also the fact that TikTok is very popular nowadays, people see their influencers playing a particular song or dancing on a particular song, and then it attracts people's attention and they go back and try to search the song and listen to it. So I guess that technology has helped expanded the music to all over the globe.
Okay, well, Nikhil, let's talk about the music and society. So tell me about any traditional music in your culture, Nikhil.
Uh, One of the ancient type of music which is followed in India is classical music. Uh, Earlier, when there were no cinemas, the classical music was the essential part of the life of all the people in India. There used to be dramas who used to play it on the theaters, uh, and the songs which were played on the dramas were classical songs. And after the evolution of cinema, the music trend changed in my country. So now there are many types of music played in my country, like rap music, pop music, and there are many rock bands who are gaining popularity.
Okay, Ritika, the same question. Tell me about any traditional music in your culture.
The traditional music that is in my country or culture is the classical music, which usually involves the instruments like sitar, tabla, and the artists who play these sort of music have very good control over their vocal. They are trained all their life since their childhood into this uh, into the occupation. They follow their grandfather, they follow their father, and they see how they practice every day. And this sort of music, it requires a lot of control, a lot of breathing control, a lot of control over the voice, and requires a lot of dedication from the artist's part.
Okay, both of you, I think you must have spoken something about the devotional songs. Okay, that has been a good existence in our culture and society. Even centuries ago, some of the songs, okay, the part of the music, it is in our, you know, it carried out with our ancestors and forefather. Okay, so this is the folk music and songs. Okay, this was traditional or devotional songs. If you have added, it could be better. Okay, now how important is it for a culture to have musical traditions, Nikhil?
I think it has a lot of importance because music express the lifestyle of the culture sometimes. Because whenever you listen to the songs of various regions in India, it reflects their lifestyle and culture from it. Like if you go in Maharashtra, there are different type of musics made based on the culture, which is most majorly based on the uh, farming and seashore. So likewise, it is a symbolism. It is a symbol of your culture. Uh, because of that, music also expresses.
Okay, now Ritika, the same question. How important it is for a culture to have musical traditions?
The music is a very binding source. There's a lot of disturbance.
I think it is coming from Sir's side. I muted him and
Yeah,
it stopped.
even I think. Yeah, so I think that the music is a very binding source that tells us about a person's emotions, a person's feelings, and I guess that as when we listen to the classical or traditional music, we see how close it resembles to how the people's occupations were, to what people used to do in their day-to-day life. It describes how what kind of emotional state the people were at that time, what kind of dilemma they were facing at that time. So it tells us about the historical events that took place at that part. So it's very important to have musical traditions.
Okay, can you listen to me now? Well,
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
the
sir.
last question. Why do you think countries have national anthems or songs? Nikhil.
I think every country nowadays have a national anthem because it is not just to praise their country by singing, but it is the symbol of their pride where they can express globally by having a national song. So in India, the national song has got many awards worldwide. So it gives the presence of India to global level. I think it is important to have national anthems and national songs for every country because it is the way of showing your respect to the country whenever you go outside your country.
Okay, Ritika, the same question. So, why do you think countries have national anthems or songs?
In my opinion, I think that the national songs are about the pride and about what the country shows, what the country has in itself. Like in our national anthem, we describe our entire country's treasures that we are very proud of, about our rivers, about our mountains, about our culture, about our heritage, and about the diversity that is found in our country. For So I guess that just showing how much respect our countries, despite being a sign of respect, it shows the world what we stand for as a country, and to show how much pride we hold to be a part of such an amazing place.
Okay, today we have studied and we have really discussed a lot of things about the speaking part. Okay, so Nikhil, this is the second time that you are going to take your examination, and tomorrow
Yes, sir.
it's your speaking test. So tell me, since the last time and this time, you yourself, you tell me what are the changes that you can found. You can find what are the changes.
I think due to a lot of practice, I have become more confident than last time, and additionally, I didn't know that the marking criteria last time. I just went on and spoke whatever the questions were asked, but now I know that what is the things what are the things they are looking for while marking it. So I think I will be more focused on those things, and I will try to use a wide range of vocabulary while speaking.
Okay, now again I will ask you one question. And you try to add some of the sync, like firstly, secondly, and additionally, and furthermore, moreover, and
Mhm.
on the contrary. So
Okay.
suppose if I have to ask you what this time, how would you face? What did you learn something? How did you go
Yes.
through the practice? Now,
Yes. Yes.
tell me what are the
Definitely.
differences the earlier and this time, and just let me know how would you face tomorrow the speakers. Tell the comparison. Okay.
Yeah,
First
like
of
I
all,
told you,
yeah.
I didn't know the cohesive devices
Hmm.
previously when I gave the test first time, but now in this course I learned that you have to use the cohesive devices like firstly, secondly, and use of complex sentences is also necessary. So when you have to get a good score, so speaking simple sentences will not give me a good score. That the mistake I did previously. So now I will try not to repeat it, and I will use the wide range of grammar and vocabulary and cohesive device. So mixture of that I will use. So hopefully I'll get the good score.
Okay. Ritika, I think you have also gone through a lot of speaking tasks and tests. I have also been trained, it means the first, second, and you may have also seen some of the videos on YouTube. There are many videos available on YouTube when many people, many candidates, many examiner, they have posted. You tell me what do you think about this speaking examination? How did you consider and how will you face this one? Tell me.
I think that initially when I heard about the basic skills, about like the basic tasks that are there in the IELTS exam, I thought that it was very easy. But when I decided to go through the test, I went through a lot of YouTube videos, and I saw that the task was more than just speaking. It was about how we can use sentences in our day-to-day life. Basically, it's a conversation to see how our English skills are without any prior preparation. And I think that with the course that you have been providing me, I understand, like I actually am getting a lot of practice about how to form complex sentences, how to use a variety of vocabulary, and how to use sentences such as although, but, more often in a sentence. And I think that's really going to help me while I'm facing the examiner. Also, as I'm speaking to you right now, it helps make me more confident and help me prepare to face the speaker in the future.
Of course, both of you do really means will do an excellent job when because you have already decided to face the examination, and when you try to really means face these interviews, of course you will answer and with your confidence. Look, if you have the knowledge on certain topics, if you know particular topic and you know the how to answer those questions, so it will be easy for you. Just try not to fumble. try to give clear answer. Okay, do not go with maximum self correction. Do not try to repeat your one word twice or thrice. Show variety of sentence structures. Okay, use complex or compound sentences while using a lot of devices. Okay, cohesive devices, some of the conjunctions, some of the coordinating conjunctions we have discussed a lot. And try not to use common words. If you're using some of uncommon words, that gives means you have to show your lexical resources. Okay, you have to show your range of vocabulary while using collocations. Okay, while using phrases, idioms. This will really help you a lot. And of course, overall, because if you are having a practice, and if you know the real pronunciation, if you know the rhythm, if you are not being deviating from the topics, you can score better. It is your English speaking test. So you have to be tricky. So sometimes if you don't understand the question of that examiner, you can repeat. So you asked me to answer this question like this. Otherwise, well, that's a good idea to answer. Actually, I wanted to tell something about the same. Actually, I like this question because this is related to me. When they say, describe your hometown. So that's fantastic. Sometimes you can say, not you can repeat. But sometimes tell where do you, could you tell me where you stay? So if you don't understand the question, you can say, so you want me to speak where I stay right now or my hometown? So this is not a, like you are not making mistakes. Once or twice you can ask for clarification. Okay, and always try to use, if you are not in a hurry, try to use some of the gap fillers words, like, or in fact, as a matter of fact, actually, the thing is this, gone are the days. Sometimes you have to use those well. Okay, I mean to say that actually I want to say the same thing in a different way. In other words, in my opinion, from my point of views, these are the words that you can use. Okay, do not, whenever you have to speak, try to take a break. Otherwise, just for a moment, think so that you can make good idea immediately. If you're speaking, that is also okay if you're having good knowledge, but you can take minimum a second to think about it. Otherwise, you can speak some of the phrases so that you can have a good time to speak and to explain and to express yourself. Here you have to know how to express yourself. In the beginning, when I started, okay, with this speaking training, then I told you that you need to use some of the not common word. I was quite happy rather than speaking. Okay, I was on the top of the world when I heard the news. Okay, so sometimes a lot of, I was enthralled, I was intrigued. So some of the words you can really make more interesting, showing a range of vocabulary. Okay, using different kind of the sentence structures. Really, it will help you a lot to understand. I think, Nikhil, tomorrow you will do better. Today you just see your video. Okay, click it, see a lot of things that can be found. Tomorrow, just go without free of tension.